Hi, this is Amy Lewis. This is Engineers Unplugged. Hi, this is Amy Lewis, and we're back with Engineers Unplugged. I've got Trevor and Randy, and we're going to be talking about dev test on UCS blades. So Randy, take it away.
Hi. Yeah, so one of the things we'd like to talk about and show you today is a way that you can use UCS blades for multi-tenancy, multi-cloud environments, and that you can easily switch between the two, whether you need to burst between them, what you need to, after you have an underutilized cluster that then you can burst another one with that's oversubscribed very easily by just simply switching the profile. So what Trevor's going to show you is the basic UCS blade setup. And then we're going to be talking specifically about OpenStack. So with OpenStack, there's multiple clouds that you can test at any given time. If you want to have Mirantis cloud using Fuel, if you want to use RDO, Red Hat, or if you just want to use straight OpenStack, and you want to keep them separate, but you have a cloud that's going to be bursting. That's good. You want a lot of VMs running at any given time. You can easily take a service profile, switch it over to that specific stack, add it to that new. Then it would automatically add it to the new cluster, and then you can start bursting that cluster out. Yep. And so in that same vein, you can take dev test, where you can have your dev environment mirror your test environment, and all you have to do is switch the profile over from one to the other, and it instantly becomes part of the new environment. And then from there, you can move that into production. Yeah.
All right, so thank you, Randy, for that great introduction. So one of the applications of using the UCS blades for dev test is a particular tool that we use called Vagrant. And it can spin up test environments very quickly, so your entire OpenStack stack of services you can actually have scripted out, and it'll deploy it for you automatically. So on our test box, let's say this was blank and it was just running Linux, we could have Vagrant take an actual disk image, and OpenStack has a number of services that are associated with it. For example, Keystone for identity. We have Glance for image retention. We have Nova for compute, your hypervisor, which can also be vSphere if you wanted to. And it'll actually take that box file and build the entire environment. So instead of having to build VMs one by one, you can actually use this Vagrant tool and run it on your UCS blade like I have in the lab, and you'll actually have an entire OpenStack installation ready to go. So that's one particular use case for that.
Here you can use, and the easiest part about it is within one command you can have an entire environment start with multi VM environment set up just by predefining it with the Vagrant commands. There are plugins for VMware Fusion, for VMware Workstation now. And there's also a vSphere plugin that we've been playing around with. It's basically based on Ruby, and you predefine your environment, and you can have an entire stack up just by typing one command. It's amazing.
We got some over here.
Oh, and one other thing that's beneficial to this is if you use Git, you can check everything into Git, and then you can share that environment to where any other user can grab your environment and have the same exact environment to test from. So it's very good for sharing a test environment between developers.
So the whole version control thing may be new to system administrators, but it's old hat to developers. So the easiest thing you can do is go on to github.com, try opening an account, and start downloading source code projects on there, as well as uploading source code projects of your own. So what we have is a Vagrant file that actually defines all of the VMs that we're creating. And what I do is I take that file and I put it up into GitHub. So that way I can access that source code from any location. If I want to run a test environment in some other lab that I have my other UCS blades on, I can do that as well. So system administrators get used to playing with code a little bit. It's time that we get comfortable with it.
Yep. Very good.
Okay, I love this conversation. We've been talking a lot in the past few episodes of Engineers Unplugged about this need to cross over and cross-train. So GitHub, you're saying, is the way forward. Don't be scared. Get on GitHub.
Sounds good. Get on GitHub.
And what do you think? What are some because barrier to entry is big. So if you're telling someone professionally, this is where you need to go for your career path, you need to engage, what are some like 3 steps you'd say to get started? So there's GitHub, but what else would you say to them, Randy, if they're looking to kind of expand their skill set?
So I would definitely say look at the open source tools that the community is using. Vagrant is one. It's an excellent tool. I had no idea about it. When I found out about it, I couldn't believe that I wasn't using it at the time. Another one is it's called VWE, which actually builds the boxes for Vagrant. That's a whole nother tool in and of itself. And then just look for plugins and keep your eye out on GitHub and be curious, look around, and there's usually some good. As you drill down, there's usually tools you'll find that you never knew existed before.
So I'm hearing the home lab and the testing environment is more important than ever before, right?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so on that spirit, you know what's coming. It's unicorn time. So I think we need to draw, a transitional unicorn. So if we're talking about dev test, I would like to see your very best dev test unicorn. Go, go. I like where they think I'm kidding. It works every time. Yeah. These need to go back into the dev test environment, I think. I think this is
to stick to the keyboard. That's what we'll do. I don't think we have artistic skills right here.
There's a key element of why you should test before production.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, if I would have had time to practice, it would have been better, yeah.
Thank you very much. Randy, Trevor, this was awesome. So dev test on UCS Blades, a lot of great information here, a lot of good information for you as you develop your career. So we'll see you next time on Engineers Unplugged.